Sometimes just surviving is a victory. Dunkirk is directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Mark Rylance, Kenneth Branagh, James D'Arcy, and a couple of young actors in Fionn Whitehead, Damien Bernard, Aaron Bernard, and Harry Styles. Before I go any further, I just want to say there will not be any plot spoilers in this review. This film is a depiction of the real-life event of the Battle of Dunkirk, or the event known as Dunkirk in World War II, specifically in 1940, when the British forces were pushed all the way to the northern shore of France and had to be evacuated, but they were under an immense duress from German forces. This is one of the most unique war films I have ever seen. This is unlike traditional war films where it is good versus evil, there are battles, there are victories fought. This film is just about surviving and all of the complexities that comes with that. The film also does not have a traditional narrative when it comes to character arcs or story structure, the first, second, and third act. That is not really in this film at all, and it may be something that is a negative aspect for most people. I know I have heard many people say that about this film, but for me, that really doesn't bother me too much at all. For me, what is so amazing about this film is its atmosphere and is its thematic work that you can get from that atmosphere and from just seeing the events on screen. All of that has to do with how impeccably well made this film is. It is extraordinary what Christopher Nolan has done in cinema and in this film particularly. What he does through minimalistic dialogue and just events is extraordinary in my opinion. And the technical aspects of this film, I would dare say, are flawless. When it comes to just giving this feeling of constant paranoia, anxiety, fear, and distress for an hour and 47 minutes, the runtime of this movie is a feat unlike I have seen before. And that is something to say when we get a lot of the same stuff over and over in cinema. It is very nice to see a film be ambitious and be bold enough to try something different. Granted, it may not be for everyone. The score of the film, done by Hans Zimmer, is interjected in this film throughout. It is constant, it is relentless, kind of how the fear and the existential danger constantly lurking is, and it kept me on edge the whole time. It made my anxiety go through the roof the whole time, and it was quite an experience. The sound design and the sound editing of this film is unlike much that I've seen before. It is loud and it is threatening. Every time I hear a bullet, every time I hear a bomb in this film, I feel as if they're intentionally there to hurt me and to hurt people in this film. The bullets sound angry, the bombs sound angry. I will also say the film does a very unique thing when it comes to time. Fragmenting time, portraying time. This is kind of a running theme throughout Christopher Nolan's work where he likes to manipulate time and kind of screw with your head. I know he screwed with my head in this film. You get the event of Dunkirk through three different perspectives. You get it through the soldiers on the beach, you get it through a Royal Air Force fighter pilot in Tom Hardy, and you also get it from the civilians who are on their way to evacuate these soldiers in the Mark Rylance character. And what is so interesting about it is you don't know their names typically, you don't really know who their characters are when it comes to their backgrounds or anything like that. And in my opinion, you don't really need to, because the events are more important than the characters in the events, if that makes any sense. All of them, I believe, are representations of those groups, whether it be soldiers, people in the Royal Air Force, or the civilians. As for negative aspects of the film, it is rather difficult to fully immerse yourself in this experience when you don't have traditionally a character that you would latch yourself onto and go on this journey with. It does bounce around from time frame and character perspective, and it can get very confusing and it can get very jumbled at times. And I would say that this film does require more than one viewing to really kind of fully throw yourself into it. But other than that, I think this film is truly extraordinary, is probably one of my favorite films of the year. And with all that being said, I'm going to give this film a rather high score of 4.7 out of 5 stars. This has been my review of Dunkirk. If you like this video, please check out the other videos on my channel.